A Kultured Kast has been created for entertainment and educational purposes. The advice given are opinions of our host and not of medical advice. The podcast is not a substitute for direct, personalized, professional medical care and diagnosis. Exercises and dietary advice mentioned should be discussed with your physician or personal trainer to find out what is best for you.
AK is happily celebrating its 3-year anniversary. So for the next few episodes, we are actually gonna be filming in our beautiful facility here. After that, we are gonna move back to the studio.
This episode is brought to you in partnership with Myodynamic Health. Locations in Barrie and Innisfil, Myodynamic offers physiotherapy, chiropractic, custom orthotics, massage therapy, acupuncture, and so much more. Visit them online at myodynamic.ca and book your next treatment today and optimize your health. Not to mention, if you are an active member at Athletic Kulture, you will receive 15% off any treatment.
Hey everyone, welcome to season 2, episode 1 of the Kultured Kast, and I want to start off right away with, I don't want anyone making fun of how low Corey's mic is. Okay, we're not going to go there this year. We're not going to make fun of his height. It's not his small microphone. That's right. New season, new leaf.
New year, new me.
Yeah.
So he's no longer Oshkosh, he's Baby Gap.
He's Baby Gap. Like it.
I've been promoted.
I like it.
I've been promoted.
And I love your AK shirt. It's fantastic. Yeah. So, what do we do this summer?
Prep.
Yeah, that's true.
Basically,
yeah, they might notice a little extra few veins on you.
Yeah, a little vascular.
There you go.
Some new tats, I think, too.
Yeah, new tats.
As well as I
not
have a new
as
tat there,
large.
too. Yep.
Well, actually, going back to how muscular and tatted you are, your original picture for this podcast does not even look like
Yeah, no.
Oh, no, really?
If it was a passport picture, you would be declined.
Yeah.
You would be turned away.
Declined
Yeah.
entry.
Yeah. Like, and I will say you
Wouldn't be
look
the
so
first
much better now.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Not that you weren't before.
Yeah.
But it's like looking at that, I'm like, who is that guy?
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
If I'm being 100% honest, I haven't really done a lot of summer things.
So you've been busy.
Been busy.
Been busy.
Weather hasn't been that great.
Yeah, a lot of rain.
Yeah, August was fucked.
Yeah, it was. It was ugly.
But I got no complaints. We're here. Season
Yeah.
2. We're
Yeah,
back.
that's right.
What'd
Yep.
you do?
I went to Ireland.
Oh, yeah.
My island.
Yeah.
It was awesome. Now I know where I get my abrasive short-tempered from
There you go.
because I'm 80% Irish, but yeah.
What I did this summer was weddings.
Yeah.
Weddings.
Yes. Oh my God.
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Weddings.
Lots of weddings.
Yeah.
4
And-
in, 1 to go.
And just to spotlight the fact that, like, how many client hours did you have last week or this week? What was it? Like
Mid 40s?
yeah, like crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we won't talk about the 11 hours you did in the 11 and a half hours
Yeah.
on Wednesday or Thursday.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's not saying how long you were at the gym.
No,
That's saying
yeah. No,
how long
gotcha.
you were head down training clients. Like
that's
that's
right.
Life is too short to do something you don't love.
Yeah.
So
Atta
if there's
boy.
anything I'm
Boy.
doing 40.
Wait, is that a short joke you made about yourself?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought we weren't going there.
Yeah.
All right, you open the door.
I can open the door.
All right, so we're going to lead off with Jake talking to us about a topic, and then the three of us will chime in as we see fit.
Yeah. So me and Todd were talking, and this is just such an interesting point. So we talked with the idea that if you go to your doctor, your family doctor, and you ask about any regular ailment, and they do not ask about your physical activity level, your nutritional habits, your diet, your stress level, how much you're going outside, how much sunlight you're getting. So if they do not ask you any of those questions, but they prescribe you a drug, do you have a doctor or do you have a drug dealer? And I think by that definition, if that exact scenario went down, I really do think that you have a drug dealer. You do not have a doctor.
I agree.
Yeah, agreed, 100% agree. Yeah.
Yeah. And then one of the best examples, and it's very popular in the media right now, is Ozempic,
Yeah.
the diet drug.
Yeah.
Because you had an ex-client,
Yeah.
right?
So I had an ex-client who came in the gym, I want to say a year ago, maybe. And I looked at them and I went, oh my God, like I haven't trained this person like 5-6 years. I'm like, you look fantastic. I can't believe that. And he's like, yeah, I've lost 55 pounds. And I'm like, oh my God, like way to go. Congratulations.
Yeah.
He goes, oh yeah, I'm taking Ozempic. And I just went, oh. I'm like, really? And he's like, yeah, but look at me, like 55 pounds down. And I don't know if people understand what Ozempic is, but it's basically, in layman's term, it's an appetite suppressant, and it's an injectable. And the over-the-counter or the prescribed oral is Rybelsus. I challenge you not to find a commercial at nighttime if you're watching an NFL game or something else where you don't see Rybelsus or Ozempic. It's a number one selling pharma drug in the United States as well as North America wide. And it is, in my mind, the most dangerous form of weight loss I've seen in my adult life.
Yep.
And I want to refer it to, and we're going to get into the dynamics of the backdoor and the cuts and the kickbacks that doctors get. But if you've seen the documentary Painkiller about the Oxycontin and the opioid crisis, this is right in line with that. They know how dangerous it is. They know you have to be on it for life. They know how bad it'll be when you come off that drug, because you can't sustain it for life.
Yeah.
But they keep prescribing it, baby.
Yeah.
It's money.
Right? And I want to touch on your point about exercise, sleep, stress, diet, sunlight. The reason I think that those drug dealers are prescribing over that is because they're getting kickbacks for that. So I challenge any doctor in Ontario to come on this podcast and tell me that you wouldn't prescribe fitness, a less stressful life, which
Or
is tough
why
to do.
wouldn't you?
Pardon me?
Or why wouldn't they
Or
prescribe
why
that?
wouldn't you do
Yeah.
that? And I know why. I know why you don't give this gym kickbacks. It's because we don't give kickbacks to you. So you're not going to prescribe a healthy way of living. You're going to do the easy way because you get that check. And if anybody out there doesn't think that a doctor is a business person, then like I said to you, there's a village out there missing its idiot.
Yeah.
Because they are in it for the money. I get they take the Hippocratic Oath. I take that they really want to help people. At the end of the day,
Yeah, but I
they
feel like
choose
the
that for
Hippocratic
money.
Oath is just, a policy in order for them to start their business.
That's right.
You know?
Yeah, and you think of how disgusting that opioid crisis was, and they
Yeah.
knew what they were doing. And then when they maxed out on patients, pharma went, okay, start prescribing higher dosage, and we'll give you more money.
Now, I will stipulate the fact that I have met doctors who are really into physical activity, making sure that you have a large health span, right? So
Yeah.
how your longevity is for going outside doing activities. But there's an issue when I'm going on here and saying like, oh my God, I found the greatest doctor ever, and it's because they are doing the bare minimum.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, so that shows that they are the exception to the rule.
Yeah, and I'm not saying that every single doctor is out there,
No.
but for people to believe that doctors aren't business people or your dentist isn't a business person, you're wrong.
Yeah.
They always believe
They
that
are.
they have our best interests at
And
hand.
right,
so-
and sadly, right or wrong, a large revenue share or revenue percentage of their income comes from kickbacks from pharma.
Yep.
Not from gyms, not from other health
Yeah.
fitness chains across North America.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm getting all wound up. My head's probably turning around. I'm getting pissed off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a vein.
Well, and just I'm not in it to bring more to us. I'm just saying what you're doing is wrong,
Yeah.
Yep.
and I want to challenge it.
And you got the idea that every drug is originally designed for a purpose, right? Someone out there was like, oh, this could be used for this purpose. So we talked about Ozempic originally with the studies done is for people with morbid chronic obesity.
Yeah.
my 600-pound life.
That's
Yeah.
who you
Yeah.
really should be
Reality life
picturing
of it,
is,
yeah.
is someone who is on the steps of death because of their morbid obesity, and they've tried other interventions, and this is really going to save their life if they can very quickly lose body fat.
So where that is easier for them or more safe than actually trying to come to a gym and work out.
Exactly. Like that, those options are just not on the table for them at that point in time, and they need something. So
Yeah.
this is their
Yeah.
saving grace.
Yeah, and no different than OxyContin.
Yep.
There were patients out there that should have been prescribed
Yes,
OxyContin.
absolutely.
Not to the extent they were once they
No.
realized how much money they can make by
Yeah.
prescribing it.
Yeah.
Now, knowing that that is the purpose of a drug like Ozempic, why would a doctor prescribe it to
Your client.
your
Yeah.
client
Yeah.
who already lives like a busy, active life, not active life, but he's clearly walking around doing
Yeah.
things.
Yeah.
Same with the idea that you hear all the time that it's prescribed for ladies getting ready for their wedding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
And my wedding's in 3 months, and I just need to lose this 30
I need to fit
pounds.
into that
and
dress
I'm
or fit into that
I'm a
tux.
little too busy to hit the gym.
Yeah.
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 Well, here you go.
And yeah,
Yeah.
and then the doctor prescribes that, and that should be the last fucking thing they
Yeah.
do.
Now, if we talk about that, the wrong prescription, right? Like that lady getting ready for their wedding, or your guy who's a businessman who's just too busy to go to the gym.
Yeah.
I did a little bit of studying, and so like Dr. Sean Warrington, so he's an internal medicine specialist who runs a weight loss and diabetes management clinic in Burlington, Ontario. Okay, so he specialized in this.
Yeah.
He was referring to being on the drug Ozempic and how it should be used. He said there should be no question about that. Nobody should think that they're using this for a short time and that they're ever going to stop. So it's the idea that doctors know, oh yeah, the rebound is insane. All the studies show that the second you get off this drug, you rebound like crazy.
Yeah. And not only that, can I touch on that? So when you rebound, so let's say I'm 240.
Yep.
I go on Rybelsus or Ozempic. I go down to 190.
Yep.
And I come, great, I'm, 50 pounds. And I come back on it. And let's say I end up at 235.
Yep.
Oh, great, you lost 5. No, I didn't.
No.
Because I lost all my lean body mass of that. So when I gain back, I'm gaining back a higher percentage of fat than I had when I was at 240.
You're worse off than you were
Yes.
before.
Well,
Yeah.
way
it's
worse
also
off.
because when you're taking this drug to lose the weight, it's not like you're learning how to eat.
Yeah,
You're not
great points.
learning the nutrition side.
Yeah.
You're still eating like an asshole. You're
Yep.
still eating out. You're still eating the foods that, aren't the healthiest for you.
Yeah.
But you're doing it less because you're not as hungry because it's an
This
appetite
ex-client
suppressant.
actually looked at me and said, "Oh, it's great, Todd." He goes, "I go out and I just I don't order anything, so I'm not hungry." That's not fucking good.
Yeah, it's not normal.
That's not good.
Yeah.
Yep. I was shocked when I showed you guys the graph, and it was basically a 68 weeks of treatment and then a 52-week follow-up for Ozempic. And I showed you guys, it's just a V.
We might be able to put up on the screen, maybe.
Yeah, if we
Yeah,
can possibly
yeah,
go
I
to the
think we
screen,
will.
basically it's a V. They start drastically losing weight, and then you don't even need to see where the line is where they stop
Yeah,
taking it.
yeah.
'Cause
Yeah.
It's just a bounce back
Yeah.
to the top.
Yeah.
Now, the study showed that there's on average about 7 pounds difference at the top ends. So at the end, they're actually 7 pounds lighter than they were at the very start. But right in the study, they said that all 7 pounds can be accounted for by the loss of lean mass tissue. So they actually didn't lose a single pound of body fat, but they lost 7 pounds of lean muscle mass.
Yeah.
Right, which is changing
That is
their body
insane.
composition, decreasing
Oh, yeah.
their metabolism.
Yep.
So that when they go back on Ozempic, because that's the name of the game,
Yep.
they're going to lose more weight, but it'll be muscle. They'll come off, they'll rebound even more, and then be worse off than when they were
Yeah.
at the starting
Yeah.
point.
And the mortality rate is spiking with every
Right.
time they do this rebound. Right?
Yep.
See, it's just bullshit. We're enabling laziness by doing this.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right? Rather than encouraging physical activity and education and a knowledge piece on nutrition,
Yeah.
it's here, take this pill.
Yep.
Yeah, and I think this is more dangerous than when you go with the tobacco industry that knew they were driving cancer and carcinogens into the body. I think this is worse than the opioid crisis because to a certain extent, people needed that pain relief. They were in chronic pain.
Yep.
There is no reason to prescribe someone other than the clinically obese.
Yep.
That the average Joe or average Jane that wants to get ready for a wedding or vacation,
Yep.
or whatever, there's no reason in the world you're going to convince me that they should be prescribed this drug.
Well, the way that I look at it, when you brought up tobacco, it made me kind of think like people are aware of how unhealthy smoking is. So at that point, and we see the advertisements for it and stuff like that. And at that point, people can still make a conscious decision. I'm not
good
going to
point.
smoke.
But
they're not having anyone.
The day when cigarettes came out, there wasn't enough
Yes.
studies out.
100%.
Oh yeah, but the industry knew.
The
Yeah,
industry
they just
knew,
didn't want
but
us
there
to know.
wasn't
But we're in
society didn't know.
2023 now. No one is saying, "Hey, I'm going to need you to smoke these packs of cigarettes."
No, yeah.
Whereas we actually have doctors saying, "Hey, this is what I'm going to have you take."
Yeah.
There's no doctor saying I'm going to have you. So when you say it's kind of worse, it
Yeah.
kind of is worse
I
because
think it
the
is.
tobacco you have the choice, but it's not being prescribed.
Right.
That's just a choice that people
I
are
make
still
the choice to go to the corner store and grab a pack of
Exactly.
smokes.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Also, we need to understand that these are open studies that have been done. It's not like your doctor doesn't know. So
Yeah.
why are they not telling you that? Right? Here's an option. I'd like to let you know that almost 100% of people drastically rebound with a substantial loss of lean muscle mass that can be devastating in old age. You take it if you want.
But don't you
Yeah.
think that, just because a study comes out,
No.
that is a medical study, that does not mean all doctors are aware or educated on that matter.
That's their job to be
It's their
educated and aware of
job,
it.
but
It's-
that doesn't mean they are.
Okay, so are you saying to me that some doctors out there that are prescribing it as a magic wand
They
are
don't.
ignorant?
They're ignorant. They're
I-
not doing their due diligence.
That's even scarier,
Because
pal.
They
Yeah.
want the money. Right?
Right. So they don't
So-
even want to look at the
and
studies.
Usually pharma is done by reps. So I'm coming
Yep.
into your doctor's office.
Yep.
I'm not about to show you a study that says this should not
Yeah,
be
yeah,
given.
yeah.
I'm going to tell you all the things it does. And then you're going to form your opinion off of that.
Right.
It's almost planned negligence.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that. That to me is even scarier.
That's
Yeah.
scarier.
Right?
Yeah, because
Yeah.
they're solely looking at the money rather than the benefit of the client.
Yeah.
Or the patient.
Again, I want to stress to the reader and the viewer out there, we're not saying that it's not a drug that should be prescribed to a certain percentage of the market
absolutely.
Or the average population. What we're saying is the reason it's not, and the reason I believe innately that doctors are doing it is for the kickbacks.
Yep.
And I would love to see a local Barrie doctor come to me and say, hey, Todd, will you give me $25 for every member I toss over there? I'll fucking give you $50.
Yep.
And it's not even about the money. It's about the fact that you're
They're
actually
doing the right
prescribing
thing.
something that's right. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the right thing.
Yeah.
What's the next study there, Phil, you want us to bark at?
So if you kind of swing around the idea that we show that this is what they're prescribing is not healthy, like it's actually quite devastating to your health.
Yeah.
What are they not prescribing that would be better, right? Like what is within the medical field common knowledge that they should be sharing to us? So I went over a couple studies and talking about that loss of lean muscle mass and why it's devastating. So they talk about muscle mass decreases approximately 3 to 8% per decade after the age of 30, and this rate declines even faster after 60.
I'm fucked.
These meta-analysis showed also that although it declines, so in old age, although it declines, they showed that age muscle is still very plastic and can respond to anabolic stimuli by increasing its mass and strength. This knowledge is vital for designing interventions to reverse the loss of muscle mass with aging and improve functional abilities in the elderly. So this is a meta-analysis showing that you can train an elderly person and have them gain lean muscle mass. Now, when they show
my client Pam, she's 70.
Yep.
She's got more muscle now
Yeah.
than
Then-
she ever has.
And she looks fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's killing
And
it.
she is fantastic. Like you can tell, like the way she moves around here,
Yeah, the
like
mobility.
is actually amazing.
Yeah.
And it shows that this involuntary loss of muscle mass, strength, and function is a fundamental cause and contributor to disability in older people. So it's showing that letting this muscle just kind of basically fall off your body due to poor diet and inactivity is detrimental and actually causes disability in old age.
Yeah.
Now, knowing that this is the leading cause of disability in elderly people, what do you think is the proven optimal response? So, like, what is the absolute best thing to do for old people? This meta-analysis done in the medical studies, like, what do you think it is?
Yeah.
Training,
What is it?
nutrition.
Yeah.
So, an optimal intervention program is an exercise training schedule that incorporates both resistance and anaerobic exercise with an adequate intake of total calories and protein.
Who would have thought?
Who would have thought?
Wow.
Who would have
Shocker.
thought?
Who
Yeah.
would have thought?
Now, have you ever known a client who's elderly or a parents or friends or anyone who's gone to the doctor and that was their prescription?
Yeah. Yeah. No.
I've never heard of it.
No.
Well, when my mom was sick, the doctor just told her that she was overweight and she had to lose weight. So she did. But the pain that she was in was actually because she had stage 4 bone cancer and her hips were deteriorating. So the exercise that he prescribed
What's making it worse?
was making it worse.
Right.
Oh.
Yeah. So rather than do a deep dive into the actual problem, he actually looked at the outside and was just like, you're overweight, lose weight.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was it.
Yeah.
So there's one doctor who did it, but did it wrong.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. There's both. I'm not sure if I mentioned this in season 1 too, but my mom died of complications with Alzheimer's, and my dad followed quickly 11 months later. And both of them in their degenerative state. My mom's mind was going, and her body was functional. My dad's body was, I won't say dysfunctional, but not as healthy as his mind.
yeah.
And they were both, during their deteriorative years in the last few months, were put into wheelchairs. They couldn't move. And once, to go to your point about the elderly, once they stopped moving, you can count their life in days, not weeks, not months. I remember my dad went into a wheelchair and my sister and I were fighting, like, do not put him in that wheelchair.
Yeah.
He was dead in 30 days.
So that's
We talked about this the other day.
yeah, super interesting point. So the longest ever longitudinal study for longevity. Now, fancy way of saying they basically took a ton of people and just waited to see who died first, and took the corresponding factors
Okay.
to
Trying to make
predict.
it sound
Yeah.
the
right?
best they could.
Yeah. And I mean, they took blood panels, they took medical history, what's your history with cancer, family health, everything. And do you know what the strongest correlation for longevity was? Like what could predict? So at an earlier age, so somewhere like, let's say you got tested at 50 and to predict how long you were going to live. It was
leg strength.
Yeah, leg strength, like crazy. So the idea that it wasn't your history with cancer, it wasn't like any family history, it wasn't any blood panel, it was actually your leg strength. So the idea that basically everything else correlating, whoever had the strongest lower body lived the longest.
And this is why I train legs with Jeff now.
Yeah, exactly.
I
He
want
wants to live forever.
And you're looking very youthful.
Yeah.
Thanks. Thank you.
Yeah.
And originally when I read that study, I was confused. I was like, oh, that's like, it wasn't the first thing that popped in my mind.
Yeah.
When people described the real world application of that study, it totally made sense to me. So they talked about how, like, let's say we loaded up a barbell for you and you were going to do a squat.
Yeah.
And we just kept loading until it was like your true 1 rep max. Like no way you were getting up if you went down again.
Yeah.
That is extremely stressful on your body. It's like you do not want to do that. Now, as you age, we talked about the loss of lean muscle mass and strength. As you age, eventually you are going to get to the point where getting up out of a chair
It's difficult.
is going to be the same thing as that squat.
Right.
Getting off the toilet. God forbid you're in a car where you have to really sit back to get in. That's going to be extremely stressful on your body. You intuitively stop wanting to do that. You're not going to put yourself in the position where, your kids want to take you out and you think, I don't want to get in and out of the car.
Yeah.
So I'm
exhausted.
I'm going to stay home.
That's the worst thing you can do.
It's the worst thing you do because the second, like you talked about, you really stop moving in a drastic decline.
Yeah.
You're at the edge of death. Really is what
Your
it is.
mobility, your mobility
it's
rate
actually-
spikes.
So we just said that it's the worst thing they could do, but it's actually the best thing they could do.
Yeah, it's what they don't want to
It's
do.
what they don't want to
Yeah.
do.
Yeah.
Now, I think it should be addressed far before that.
Oh, God,
You
yeah.
want to keep that lean muscle mass so that those things just don't bother them.
Yeah.
Right?
But I think
Basic
that's
activities.
where people go wrong is like so my grandma, for example, was immobile, couldn't really get up and down. Could we have encouraged exercise instead of getting a recliner
Yeah.
Yes.
that helps her up?
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's where I think we're going wrong is we're not instantly going straight to nutrition, exercise, sleep.
Yeah.
We're going straight to how can we make this just easier for you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of like when we're training with clients. Like, how many times do you hear like, "Oh, we have an injury," and a trainer say, "Oh, we'll just work around it." Whereas, like, how about instead of working around it, we work with it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. For sure.
Yeah.
And when I was recovering, we talked about this last year. I had double knee replacement about a year and a half ago, and I was pretty mobile. I was going up and down stairs from the first day, and then when I've now started doing more rehab, and now I'm getting way more mobile. What I learned, I want to say it was 2 or 3 months ago, I would catch myself running up the stairs and going down the stairs, and I'm pulling myself as much as I'm using my legs. I'm like, the fuck, like,
Yeah.
Right.
and now I stopped, and now I functionally I will purposely not touch the rails.
Yeah.
What a difference in my mobility.
Right.
Right.
Right, I'm cheating as I'm pulling myself down or pulling
Yeah.
myself,
Yeah.
and I want people to think at home like, holy fuck, I do that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or the toilet.
Yep.
I'm famous. Like, I'll go into your medical attention tent over there at the end of the back of the gym, and I'm the first one on the way down. I grab the bar.
Yo, I just want to mention it has gotten way worse since prep.
Well,
Okay.
and we did have to tape it off for a couple of days last week.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
I still
Yeah.
use
Just to let it
we
air
say
out.
it was for the shower.
Yeah, that was it.
wasn't
It
for the
just had to air
shower.
out.
I just want to put
They
that
put
in.
a fan up and everything.
Yeah.
But I find myself, I'll go to the bathroom. I'll go to pull myself. I'm like, what?
You're like, why am I doing
Just
that?
use your legs.
I know,
man.
but it's
Right.
so embedded
It's
in
ingrained.
you, right?
Yeah.
It's totally ingrained.
Well, and,
I think that's scary.
Yeah, me and Corey talked about, because we had talked about the leg strength correlation to longevity, and a smaller study came out of that one. And basically, you had 2 groups. They were elderly individuals with very low activity levels, very low steps, no active hobbies, everything. They monitored one, their control group, and the other one, each of them got a personal trainer that specialized in mobilizing elderly individuals. Okay? They had trouble with the study because basically they wanted to say, control all the factors. The only thing we're adding in is these training sessions, 1 hour, 3 times a week. Let's see how they change. They had problems controlling for variables because it was only 12 weeks in where the second group stopped having low activity. Their steps started to go up. All of a sudden they say, like, we need to control this to keep all the variables down. But all of a sudden these people who said, send me pictures from the grandkids' baseball game, they're going to the baseball game.
Right.
Yeah.
They're walking around the block with their kids, right?
Yeah.
So it's the idea that like a study was almost ruined by how effective this treatment is.
exercise was.
So imagine that a
Who would've
drug
thought?
is so effective that it's hard to even study. Like the results are almost immediate and life-changing,
Yeah.
and we don't prescribe it.
Yeah. And I got to go back to when you talked about ignorance earlier. That's okay to a certain extent, which is frightening in itself.
Yeah.
But I again, and I'm passionate about this, they don't prescribe exercise, sleep, stress, sunlight, nutrition, because there's no money in it for them.
No.
Yeah.
There's no money. And again, this is really going to ruffle some feathers, and I apologize, but I don't. There's no money in us getting better.
Nope.
There's no money in curing obesity.
Yep.
There's no money in curing cancer.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because if you're sick, you're buying pharma, baby. And I know that's a very drastic thing to say, but I believe it.
But I think it's true, and I feel bad for anybody who disagrees with that.
Yeah.
Because it's proven, right? Like obesity isn't going anywhere until we add education pieces, not just in elementary school. Like my daughter will come home and be like, "Daddy, I need to eat this and eat that and eat this."
Yeah.
Okay, and then the second they leave a certain grade, they never talk about it again.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right? Like, or they start to, you can't put flavors on cigarettes. You can't put colorful labels on cigarettes anymore because it appeals to the youth.
Yeah.
But you can call a fucking Happy Meal a Happy Meal and put a
Oh, I've
toy
never
in
even
it,
thought of that. That's awesome.
right? Like,
Yep.
why can they do that? Why can they cater all of this unhealthy junk food to children?
Yeah.
Colorful, tasty, all these things. But cigarettes are different. They're
Yeah.
both killing people,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And now it's up to everyone that's educated on everything that we've talked about to educate more people, so that then at least people, the reason why people are just taking Ozempic is because clearly, and maybe not, they're just unaware of everything that we've talked about for
Yep.
the last half an hour.
Do you think
I
the
think
the
that's-
patients are?
Yeah.
I think not. I think you'll have people that, they listen to things that we say on this episode about Ozempic, and they'll be like, "Oh, I'm going to take it anyways." But I think there's also a massive group of people that are like, "Oh my god, like I didn't
Had no
know
idea.
about that." The studies that Jake have shared, like people are like, "Oh my god, like I'm not going to take the easy way out. I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to
Yep.
do that."
Yeah.
I
Right?
think
But there's too
I
many
think
people
people
don't know.
will always, as long as that is there,
Yep.
people will always.
It will
take the
always
easy
be
way.
sold, but at least if people are educated on it, they can make their own decisions.
Yeah, and I agree with Corey here. I agree because I think some people would go to the doctor and if they would say, well, no, it can't be bad for me. I got prescribed it at a doctor's office,
Exactly.
That's true,
right? Why would I need to
Yeah.
look out with it? Like, it's clearly safe. I have a prescription for it. It's from a doctor.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you
Yeah.
look at oxys. My mom with cancer, I'm like, she had no appetite, and they were giving her fentanyl patches, crazy dosed fentanyl patches, and I said, "Mom, smoke a joint.
Yeah.
Like it's it's a joint. It's going to help with appetite, so you're going to eat more, and it's going to help with your pain. It's
Yeah.
going to help you sleep." And she goes, "No, that's a party drug. It's a party drug." Right? That's the old way of thinking
Right,
back
yeah,
in
yeah.
the day. And she trusted her doctor so much that he would not do me wrong. And
Yeah.
I think that's just a naive way of thinking.
I think that's ingrained in us since kids
Yep.
that you don't talk back to a police officer.
Exactly. Police officer,
You-
paramedic.
A paramedic. You trust a doctor with your
Yeah.
life.
You just listen.
Yeah, and look at the guest we had on last year, Jackie, who her message with all the shit that she went through was, what's
Get
the
another
word she
opinion.
used? Like advocate. Advocate for what you think
Yeah.
is right. So I think that's kind of changing. And to your point, you talked about marketing earlier. I think as long as I'm watching an NFL game and every third fucking commercial is about Rybelsus or Ozempic, that's working for 90% of the population.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, look at those happy people in the Starbucks, and they're all talking
Oh,
about
yeah.
Rybelsus.
Yeah.
This
Because
must be
they're
amazing.
designing the commercial to be like that. I took a
Yeah.
marketing course in high school, and they said they put happy people in commercials.
Yeah.
Because now you're looking at that going, "Oh, I need that to be happy."
That's right.
Yeah.
That's
That's right.
fucking bullshit.
And as long as it's on that TV, and those commercials aren't for our family doctors. They're not. No, they're for me to go to the family doctor and say, "Hey,
Yeah.
I want to try this." And unfortunately, what we do here and what our members and clients have to go through is not easy.
Yeah, exactly.
And Ozempic and Rybelsus, just for an example of two, are the magic wand.
It's
Yeah.
easy.
And if you can wave it and snap and change, and it's the easy way out, and I can go out and go, it's really cool. I'm not hungry anymore.
Do you take the blue pill and get an easy result, or do you take the red pill and apply hard work and effort?
That's right.
Well,
right?
and
And that's the other thing too I want to touch on is this is generational health,
Yes, it is, sir.
right? We are learning it from our parents, and
Yep.
they learned it from their parents, and
Yep.
so on and so forth.
Yeah.
And me and Ash sometimes we butt heads because I let my kids eat junk food. I let them have craft dinner and I let them, have Eggos and syrups for breakfast, because I find that there needs to be a balance now. Because if I go too far one way, like I had a client once, her parents never let her have junk food, snacks, fast food,
Too extreme.
nothing. And the second she went out of the house and moved into
having all
college,
of it.
she fucking binged everything and gained like 80 pounds.
Yeah.
But then if you swing to the other end, where you're giving them everything and you're not teaching them the nutritional piece of, whole foods and proteins,
Finding
and stuff,
balance.
finding balance. Now you have the more like the obesity crisis. So both ends of the spectrum ends up to obesity.
Yep.
You got to find that happy medium.
And I love that point, because I also feel that on both ends of those spectrum is probably someone who doesn't really enjoy their life, right? If you're extremely obese and unmobile and you do not feel well, obviously you are not happy, right?
Yeah.
But if you also, on the other end, don't have a functioning relationship with food and feel like it is the enemy, that must also be a devastating life.
Yeah.
You have to find that balance, that relationship with food,
Yeah.
where you enjoy food and you equally enjoy having a healthy body that can carry you to do activities that you love.
Both ends, you're going to keep a vicious cycle.
Yep.
Right? The people in the obesity end of the spectrum may not have wanted to go that route, but their parents said yes to everything.
Right.
Yep.
McDonald's, junk food, all this.
Yep.
So now they're hand over foot. But then on top of that, they're eating their feelings. They don't know how to deal with their feelings.
Yep.
Their negative self-image.
Yep.
So then they keep perpetuating that cycle until ultimately they need Ozempic because they're 600 pounds and they can't move.
Yeah.
Yep.
But I want to ask you a question. That doctor said that nobody should or should come off of Ozempic when they go on it.
Correct.
But if someone is only going on it because they're 600 pounds and can't properly move,
Yep.
they're supposed to stay on it even though they'll eventually be able to move.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. The idea is that it's an intervention drug in the sense that they're heading to, a terminal weight or their diabetes is getting to that point where they say we need to do something now, even if it means them being stuck on this drug forever, their quality of life would still be drastically better.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is why it has no application for the average person.
Right.
I agree with you that we learn a lot when we're kids. And I remember like when we were researching this topic, I can't remember the exact percentages, but it was something like if you have one obese parent, your children are 50% more likely to be clinically obese. If both the parents are clinically obese, it's 80% chance the child or your children will be clinically obese. That's just watch and learn.
It
Watch
is
and learn.
like ever since I got into this, I pay attention. Like I people watch. I don't like people, but I people watch.
Yeah, of course, I like it.
Makes sense.
Yep.
And you look around and you're like, you go to Wonderland, 80% of them are overweight.
Yeah.
And then you look down, you see their littles,
Yeah.
and you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah. What are you doing?
What are you doing?
Yeah.
Like,
But you talked about generational health. I bet you those parents.
Yep. It's
Right?
it's a trickle down
Very
effect.
rare do you see an overweight set of parents really trying hard to teach their kids balance
Yeah.
or healthy.
Yeah. Well, because, and it's not that they're not trying to teach them; it's that they don't know it.
They don't even know.
They don't know it, and maybe they don't believe in it. I come from the era when I was young. You fucking don't leave the table until you finish everything in your plate. I never do that with my dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Finish or eat till you're done
till you're
eating.
full.
And if I don't think they've eaten enough, then it just goes onto the counter, and I said, okay, I'll heat it up when you're hungry later.
That's what I said.
But you don't have to fill your face now.
Or I'll look at it and say, okay, 5 more bites.
yeah.
Right? Like
yeah.
if it's a little bit and I don't think they've eaten enough, because I don't fill my kids' plates. I give them a little bit.
Fist-sized
If they're still
portions,
hungry,
yeah.
they can keep eating.
That's right.
And if they're full, you're good.
That's a good
Yeah.
way to do it.
Yeah.
You know, and I gotta, like, Tammy and I probably were not good role models thinking that we were. When we competed, it was 10 years ago, I think, 12 and 10 years ago, you know, we're here weighing our chicken before dinner, and our daughters are looking at that, and that's cold.
what
And,
they're
and I'm like, that was such a bad fucking, like all our meals prepped in the fridge. That's not the way. It should be more like you're doing with your kids.
So
right?
was there ever a time where you explained that? Or you're just kind of realizing now, looking back, being
Well,
like,
it's funny
yeah,
you
wasn't
asked
good.
that because at that time, Tammy and I were co-parenting, right? Because we were together for 6, apart for 6, and now together for 10. And we co-parented. So I didn't do that as much. I don't remember.
Yeah.
But I should have for sure explained, this is what daddy's doing.
Yeah.
This is what you guys, right?
Yeah, exactly.
But at the end of the day, even if I did that, they're still seeing what I'm doing.
Yeah.
They're still watching me on a Sunday weigh all my chicken.
Yeah.
That's not good either.
Yeah.
Yeah, with my kids, my first couple shows, I explained like this is not an
Normal.
ideal.
No.
It's not normal.
Yeah.
It's horrible what we do to our bodies.
A short time, yeah.
But I still made them food.
Yeah.
Right? Like
Yeah.
if they wanted fucking tacos.
Yeah.
As much as I did not want to make tacos.
Yeah.
I made tacos,
Yeah.
and then I made sure that I could sit down with my meal and eat with them. Still.
Yeah.
Yeah. And going into that, talking about like the generational health concerns, you do have to stipulate just how difficult it is. So if you are a young parent with a kid and you talk about the stimulus you see every day, it's all ads for big pharma, fast food, like billion-dollar industry, right? Like shoved in your face, right? Like this is what you have the options for. And then you talk about health and fitness. What's shoved in your face on Instagram?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bodybuilders at sub 10% body fat, like the absolute end of the extreme. So if they're stuck on one end, right?
Yeah.
They've had 1 week day and they've fallen victim and really went into a cycle of eating a really poor diet because of those ads, the big pharma, everything. They look at, okay, well, like what's my other option? And they see every guy at the gym looking like Arnold Schwarzenegger and peeled and everything.
Well,
Do you really think they're
back
gonna have
Body Break?
No.
Yeah.
Remember that commercial?
Yeah.
Body Break.
With Hal and Joanne McLeod.
How and Joel.
But that's what I mean.
Or the
like,
20-minute workout on City TV.
The idea, like,
Yep.
Richard Simmons. I'm a
who
pony.
was
Yep.
who was your buddy? Just made the post on Instagram. Did a half marathon.
Oh, Josh.
Josh, yes, Josh.
Yeah.
So I saw Josh's post, and Josh has like struggled to stay steady at the gym forever.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
He's there, he's not. He's there, he's not. And then he just found a hobby that he really loved. Right? He started running, and he said, "I'm going to sign up for half marathon." Started running for half marathon. He thought, "Oh, I really enjoy this. I'd like to keep doing it. I better fuel my body correctly." So again, healthy relationship with food.
Yeah.
Right? I want to fuel my body to do things I enjoy.
Yeah.
And how much weight did he lose? It was like 40 pounds or something?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
40 pounds.
And he
Looks fantastic.
He looks
feels
great.
good.
Shout out to Josh.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're killing it, buddy.
I posted on his Instagram. I said, like, this is a role model.
Yeah.
This is a role model.
Yeah.
Like, when you're talking about people, the average person looking to be healthy, like, look at him.
Yeah.
Don't look at the other two ends of the spectrum. This is a person that's fit something into their busy life as a dad
Yep.
and loves their life and feels good, looks good. Right?
Yeah. And if you want to be healthy, just go back to how you opened this up about what your doctor should ask you about.
Yep.
Look at your sleep, your stress,
Yep.
your nutrition, your diet, your exercise, your sunlight, and then maybe adjust some of those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're
See, I
right.
have
Before
a
going to the
buddy,
doctor.
and his girl, they're gonna fucking kill me for this one, but she's got a lot of health issues, like obese, endo, like just a multitude of health issues. She doesn't drink water,
Oh, no way.
not a glass.
That's one of the ones we left off the list.
not
Yeah.
a glass.
No, that's not good.
Full sugared pop, full sugared juice, all day, every day. Does that doctor ask her if she drinks water?
Yeah. No.
Probably not,
Probably
because
not.
it's common sense to drink water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I saw her pill thing at his house, probably 20 or 30 prescriptions.
Unbelievable. Was one of them Kagan water?
No,
think
because she
Todd's
doesn't drink
pronouncing
water.
Oh, yeah.
She doesn't drink water.
Sorry, I
And you
can't
know
help
what?
myself.
I would probably be like, go drink it.
Yeah.
It's better
It's
than
better than
no
Coke.
water.
It's the one time you're like, sure.
One time, go for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, folks.
Oh, that's fine. All right, we ready? Gonna go into some rapid fire questions
Yeah,
here. I
go
won't
for
do
it.
the riddle because you guys fucking suck.
Wait, is that because Jeff has like one carb floating around his body?
Yeah.
Doesn't
Yo,
need to.
today's a high day.
Today, oh yeah,
boys.
today's actually not
Good.
bad. He's
Jeff
good.
wants the riddle.
Yeah.
You want the riddle?
Let's
No,
fucking
trust
go.
me, it's too hard.
Okay,
I
skip
got
it.
a riddle for you for the next time.
All right, I'm ready.
Okay, so keep
All right.
going.
There are two lines on the Earth longitudinally, so North Pole to North Pole. One is hour 0, one is hour 12. What are they called? And they structure the time zones around the Earth.
That, I actually,
Oh, I thought you'd get that in a heartbeat.
they all look at me like you ain't even gonna try.
I just look at Jay.
You've never heard of the Prime Meridian or the International
yeah.
Dayline?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
I've heard of Prime Meridian, but not.
Yeah, that's hour 0 on the right through Greenwich, England. All right. Why is the number 13 unlucky?
Oh, I don't know.
I was really fascinated when I looked this up.
Is this like a folklore?
So
thing?
apparently 12 is completeness. So 12 hours in a clock, 12 months in a year, 12 signs of the zodiac, 12 apostles of Jesus, 12 guests at the Last Supper, and 12 gods on Olympus.
So 13 is like the end
that's
of
right.
everything?
So yeah, that's right. That's complete. It's the negative, right?
I knew that.
If you could be a fly in the wall and listen to a conversation, where would you want to be?
Oh, Trump's office when he was
Ooh, fuck,
in
that's a
office.
good one.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, Bill Clinton's office.
So, you're not just listening, are you?
I did not have sexual
Oh my God, that's
relations
good.
with
That woman, I didn't. It was
Not
just a
one.
blowjob.
Yeah.
Jake's answer.
She just
Okay,
put her
I will
mouth.
follow the same
Political?
stream of political. When they found in the White House like the bag of coke, and
Okay,
they're like,
yeah.
it is like fucking Fort Knox in there. There's probably 1,000 cameras, and like,
Yeah.
oh, who I don't know.
It's Joe Biden. It's your sons.
Oh my God. Okay, what do you think is the worst thing a person can put on their bio on their dating app?
Full-time Nazi.
What's that?
Full-time Nazi.
Because part-time Nazi, you'd look
that's- yeah,
over,
You're
right?
like, okay,
Yeah.
maybe.
I don't. wanna
I
say
went
it.
somewhere else. But
I went somewhere else.
Yeah, I went Two Pump Wonder.
Oh, that's
Two
a
pump
better
jump.
one. Yeah, let's
What's
go with
that?
that one. I was no, I'm not going to say that one.
No?
No.
All right. Do you
I-
have one?
So if it's on like a Tinder bio, if it said like your descriptions, like jot notes, it'd be like loves hiking, has 3 dogs, recently female, loves sunsets.
Not good.
Jake is swiping.
Yeah. What is your cell phone wallpaper right now?
It is me and my beautiful fiance.
Is it?
Yeah.
Mine's me and my 2 daughters.
So I have me and my fiance, and
Yeah.
then the other one, I don't know why it's blurry, is me and the kids.
Okay.
Yeah, mine's
Jake?
actually pretty funny. So so we found a sign that's the Cake Boss, and it says, "Who wants to eat some cake?" And then it's Bree pointing to her butt.
Oh, yeah. I remember
Beside the
seeing that
sign,
picture.
yeah.
Mine is me and Nikki on, I don't think it was her birthday, but for her birthday, I got her like a private plane ride around.
Very nice. I
downtown
like that
Toronto.
photo.
Yeah.
Let me see.
Yeah, it's a great photo.
Oh, that's a nice photo.
Okay, if you had to choose between a permanent unibrow or no eyebrows, what would you choose?
Oh,
I'd no eyebrows, and then I'd get the microblading.
The
no,
microblade.
You can't
just
cheat.
fucking add shit
That's
to the
like
question.
a unibrow, and I'll
Yeah.
immediately shave it. Like,
No.
Yeah.
He said permanent
Yeah,
unibrow.
I did. Oh, right.
Permanent, no eyebrows then.
Yeah.
He
That's
did
right.
not. No, but now
That's
you're changing the
now.
question.
No, you were trying to work
He's
your
in
way
prep,
around the
Corey. Just
question
leave
all
him
the time.
be. He's in
Yeah.
prep. Yeah.
Eat a dick,
I
bitch.
would say
I mean, you're damn close.
I would say
I gotta tell you, I've had my eyebrows shaved off. It doesn't look good.
Yeah.
You might want to go with the unibrow.
One time, me and my buddies we're all drinking,
Anthony
we're having
Davis
fun,
makes it
and
work.
so I
Yeah, he makes it work.
decided to shave my head bald. And then my buddy's like, "Yeah, I'll fucking do that too." But our third buddy was already bald, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna do it too." And he goes in the bathroom, and he comes out and he fucking shaved off his eyebrows.
what does it even look like? I can't even picture someone.
No,
with
there's
a-
but
the
it
guy
doesn't look good.
Josh Dobbs in the NFL. He's a quarterback. He's got no eyebrows.
Yeah.
By choice?
It looks
I don't
weird,
know.
man.
Is it like
I don't make
alopecia?
any
Like,
jokes in
yeah?
case. I don't
No.
know. I don't
Doesn't
know.
look good. All right. Compare your marriage or current relationship to a TV show. What would it be?
Survivor.
Be careful, boys. Survivor?
Yeah, with
good.
prep. With prep right now.
Yeah.
Survivor.
Survivor? That's good. I like that.
Oh God.
Oh, okay. What's that
I know.
show?
I'm trying to poke the barrier, aren't I? Yours would be the Newlywed Game.
No, it's what's the Great Race or what's
Oh,
the
the
Amazing
Amazing
Race?
Race.
The Amazing Race.
Yeah, because I feel like it's once we're done one thing, we're like 5 minutes late for another.
Yep. That's life.
What do we got, Corey? You thought of something,
Hell's
so just
Kitchen.
say it.
The ultimatum.
That's even better than I thought you'd come up with.
What about yours?
What's that? Oh, Twilight Zone.
Twilight Zone.
Oh yeah, fuck. It's fucked. Who would last at this table? Who would last the longest in a zombie apocalypse?
Me.
Why?
Yeah, why?
Because I'd fucking kill you all first.
Just to win, like you die
Well, then
right
the three
away.
ones are coming after
Yeah.
you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, no.
I totally went to you.
I think it's me. Yeah, I also think
You
it's
go
me.
high
have
upstairs
this
and start
stuff- yeah.
drawing charts.
You know what? So
Yeah,
Jake,
but while he's drawing the charts, he's so focused on the chart that's
Zombie
just like while we're kind of on this topic, like so Jake kind of reminds me a lot of like one of my cousins. So he played corner back at University of Queens.
Yeah.
So he's picking off passes from the quarterback, right? And my family always makes jokes saying like when Thompson is, going to intercept the pass, in his brain he's going, well, the wind is going 2 miles an hour this way, and this is happening. So, I should be able to get to that area of the ball in
Yeah.
a 45-degree angle. And like that's Jake. Like that's Jake.
You think of Dennis Rodman in The Last Dance. Do you remember that part?
Yeah.
When he used to talk about that's how he's so
Oh,
good at
yeah, yeah.
rebounding?
Yeah.
He would see the rotational ball and know that it'd come off that
Yeah.
side. And
Well, that was like when
that's
we-
some Jake shit right there.
When we were doing F45, And they're like, it's not a competition. I was like, okay, fuck you.
Like,
It
fuck you,
is.
yeah,
Like,
it is.
yeah. And we're doing, because it's all 200 base reps at different stations.
Yeah.
So I'd be like watching like Gulia, because Gulia was actually doing like really well.
Yeah.
So I was watching, I was like, okay, like if he averages that many, I can do this many at every 30 seconds. And I can pace myself to there. Like if I look back and he's like up by 1, I just know that on every second
And he's
exercise, I
literally
do
doing
10
this
more.
during one rep.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
As he's doing
I
one
gotta
rep.
tell you, I think he
And
dies
done.
first in the zombie apocalypse.
Yeah.
I think you're
Yeah,
right.
'cause he spends so much time thinking.
Yeah,
Oh.
he's too focused on the math of
Yeah,
it.
you got to be in the fucking moment with
Yeah,
the zombie
I-
apocalypse.
All I'm saying is in a zombie apocalypse, I think it's who can run the fastest, the longest.
Oh, then I'm fucked.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's still
I'm-
Jake.
I'm
It's
going-
still,
Still, I'm saying it's still
Yeah.
me.
still you. Plus, now you're trying to show off your athletic ability.
Yeah. So
All right,
It was already you.
maybe it's who can bench the most. I don't know. I don't
So
know
is it
what.
still him?
Yeah.
yeah. Who can burn the most calories quickly on the assault bike?
Yeah.
What will your last words be?
My last words?
Yeah.
Like if we died, like if we knew that
Yeah. What are your last words going to be?
Jeez.
you got something funny to say. I can tell.
No, I don't. I didn't even think of this one. I don't even have. I'm trying to think now in my mind.
Corey's would be like, did the Cowboys win yet?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Where's
Give me
Dax?
one Super Bowl.
Where's Dax? I thought he was coming.
I don't know. I think I'd be like, I'm good.
Yeah.
oh, I
Like
that.
like a real like no regrets.
I
you
like
know.
that.
I've lived life. I'm good.
Have you seen that quote from Jim Carrey on Instagram? And he talks about not doing movies anymore. And he looks in the camera. He goes, I have enough. I've done enough. I am enough.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's fucking awesome.
I love that.
Yeah.
Because I think so many people lie on their deathbeds and like have so many regrets
Yeah.
or not feeling fulfilled enough.
Yeah.
Where I'm
I like that. I'm good. I like that.
Yeah.
So it's like your whole life is, maybe I'm wrong, dedicated to, by the time you get to that age, hopefully live a long,
like
healthy life.
I want
that
to be able to die and go, I
I'm
did
good.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've lived a good life.
This is it's gonna end. So
Yeah.
One
why
of the
not get there and be like, yeah, I'm
Yeah.
good. I'm good.
I like that.
one of the basics for Stoic philosophy is the saying that if I am, then death is not, and if death is, then I am not.
I'm not.
It's
Oh,
the
I
idea,
like
why
that.
worry about it? You can never exist at the same time,
Yeah, that's right.
right?
That's right.
Mine would be Dez caught that ball.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. And by the way, he did. It was a catch.
That was a
As much as I hate the fucking Cowboys, that was a catch. Mine would I would look at my girls and say, just have fun.
Yeah.
Have fun. All right, last one. Tell me what you're doing tonight in slow motion.
I
Bigger
am going to
It's actually pretty good. I'm wildly impressed with this.
so much sushi.
I'm going to go, stop. I said no, Tammy. I'm tired. Get off me. You're squishing my smokes.
Yeah. I'm going to plan my entire week. Every minute has a job.
So true.
Oh my God.
I'm going to plan how to beat Jake in a zombie apocalypse situation.
All right, thanks everybody. That's episode 1, season 2 of Kultured Kast. We'll talk to you soon.
Bye.